Hello, I'm live. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing great and I hope you had a great day. My day went well. Thank you so much for joining on this live. I do appreciate it. So, as usual, I'm going to be reading a story and then giving some commentary along the way. Of course, I'm going to be discussing money, so let's call it Money Monday. So, this is a story out of Yahoo Finance. It's about a young lady named Cynthia. She's 56. She's married. She's debt free. She has two adult children, and she has a consulting business that pays her bills, etc. And she has $500,000 in savings. I think I mentioned that already. Not quite sure. So anyway, this is Cynthia giving some advice to her younger self, and in sharing the story, she's given this advice to me and anyone that reads the story, and of course, whoever reads it that shares it with others. So I think this is some good basic information. So the first thing that she said that she would do would be to save now so you can buy later. At this point in Cynthia's life, even though she has the $500,000 in savings, she is still renting. And I think one of her regrets is that she wished that she had would have saved in order to pursue one of her life goals, and that was to buy a home. But instead, she started doing investing, like angel investing and that type of thing, and startups and all of that good stuff. So yes, her number one thing she said would be to save now so you can buy later. And of course, um, owning a home is like the American dream, a goal for a lot of people. And as I stated before, like a person's first um, step onto the road to wealth or generational wealth, etc. So yeah, she was earning the money. It said that she earned $200,000, and with the bonuses, her her earnings per year was like $500,000. So she was earning the money, but she wasn't saving, and that is one of her regrets. Hello, can't stop walking but love mowing and cruising. Yes, and cruising. How are you today? Thanks for joining me. So yes. So talking about the story, Cynthia, she has $500,000. She's 56, debt free, and some of the things that she will tell her younger self. So the first one was save now so that she can buy later, so that she could buy a home. At present, she's still renting. So, and like I said before, like I said, she's renting, and of course, there's upsides and downsides to renting. And one of the downsides is that you don't have a home, so you don't build equity. And of course, in building the equity, that's money at your disposal to do things with it that you want to do, like travel later on, or help and or pay for your kids' college, etc. And the second thing that she didn't do was budget. Hello, sweet Ree. How are you? Thanks for joining me. The second thing that she didn't do was budget. And here it says a budget doesn't limit your lifestyle, it sets you free. And actually it does. And I'm learning this day, day by day by day, week, month, etc. That a budget sets you free. A budget is just your spending plan for your money. And of course, a budget is personal, so you want to set that up however it is that you want to do it. So early on, by the time she was 25, she had racked up 200,000, more than $200,000 in credit card debt, and she also had student loan debt. And she didn't learn about money, finances, etc. when she was coming along. She said her dad always paid for things in cash, but she never knew how the money was budgeted or if there was any saving and or investing going on. So that was problematic. And when she got married, her husband was like plan B. He was like the backstop or the fail switch. So she felt that she could keep doing what it was that she was doing. And then her husband's income would, buoy her, keep them above water, etc., so that she could go on. Once she had her two kids, she had a mindset shift at that particular time. And kids will do that to you. They will set you on the right path if you going a little off track. So when she had the kids, her shift began, her mindset began to shift. And then she became a little bit more interested in the financial well-being of the whole family, and of course helping her kids, and of course the college came came into play at that time. Paying for college. How was she going to do that if she wasn't even doing a budget or saving or anything? So the number two lesson it says here, or that she said, was you need a budget. You need a budget. And getting out of debt, however you do it, she chose the snowball method. Look into the camera one. She chose the snowball method. Hello, Patty. How are you? She chose a snowball reduction way of doing it. That's one of Dave Ramsey's things, the snowball or the debt avalanche method of paying. But she chose that. And once you become debt free, haven't gotten there yet, but once you become debt free, I can imagine that is a freeing experience. So, but of course, as with anything, if you're going to be budgeting, you have to stick with it. And all of this, it is a mindset shift and something that you have to work at constantly. The third thing was gambling is not invested. And gambling is not investing. Like I was saying early on, she participated in angel investing and startups. So she would invest in those things. And as the story said, and like I know, um, sometimes those things take a while before you can see any profit, and sometimes they just fail. So she was doing that instead of saving and all this other stuff. And she didn't even, the story goes on, so she didn't even understand the basics of financial planning, even the basic stuff like doing the budget and having an emergency fund and all this other stuff. So gambling is not investing. It is better to, of course, build a foundation as the story goes on. First, build a foundation of cash, of savings, so that so that that becomes your safety net in case the job goes away to another place, or just totally goes away and you have to find another job. You can fall back and use the savings to help you carry on your household while you look for another job. Thank you so much, Juan Quad, for joining me. I do appreciate it. So first, the liquid savings of cash. Make sure that you have that good to go. Second is the emergency fund. I know most people start out with $1,000 and then they keep building it up to where a person would have like a year's worth of savings, so that if something happens, you have an emergency, like your job, that's something big, or other things like the car, there's an issue with the car, something like that. You can handle it without pulling out your credit card. And the last thing that the story talks about is that acknowledge that money is emotional. And I'm going to read this the last part. Cynthia's addictive behavior around taking financial risk was a constant roller coaster of highs and lows, and clouded her ability to embrace the foundations of financial planning. She didn't set concrete milestones for herself at 30, 40, 50, and beyond. And I think a lot of us do. I haven't really done that. I do have some things in my brain, but I really need to, put some things on paper and start working it. I'll just put it that way. And she wasn't honest or clear with herself on the steps needed to take to help her credit score high, stay out of debt, or save enough to buy a house. The best way to tackle emotional insecurity around money is to look at the fact driving your spending. Why do you feel unhappy about your financial situation? What fear is influencing your decision making? If you feel out of control, like Cynthia eventually did, it may be time to consider reaching out to a financial planner. I'm not saying to do that. I am not a financial planner. I am not endorsing any particular financial planner, consultant, or anything of that in this live. Just get that in. I'm not a financial planner. Let's just get that together. So, but yeah, we always want to be in the best position possible with regards to our money. And I know some people are like, you talk too much about money. You talk too much about money. Money is the root of all evil, and it is. But money is the currency besides all this other stuff they have out here that we use, that we are utilizing now to obviously pay for goods and services. So we have to. It is what it is. But you don't have to be in a consumer mindset all the time. You do need to save, because no one is going to save you. You have family and friends that will help to a point, but they have to look out for themselves and their family. And goodness knows the government is not going to help, not without wanting it at some point in the future. and you may or may not see it because they're going to hide it behind some type of legislation. 5, 10, or 6 years from now, 5, 6, 10, 50, or 20 years from now, etc. Just like with the Social Security thing, we have to be watching the politics of it all because what's going on now with maybe the Roth IRA situation may not be what it's going to be 5 years from now, or when you are at a position to where you need to get it. And so, yes, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much. Oh, shared. Hi, sweet Reed. Thank you so much. Hello, Val, the jury spot. How are you? Hello, A to Z Budgets. How are you? Make sure that you go to connect in the in the chat, as they say. I'm loving doing these lives thus far. Yes, and yes, please hit the like button. I do. Hi, Chad Smith Podcast. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, I do appreciate your time. Of course, budgeting is important. Having an emergency fund is important. If you have to start up, whatever amount of money you can put to the side after you've paid your bills, and of course, always pay your bills and pay your bills on time. Whatever amount of money that you can put to the side, and you will know if you are doing a budget how much discretionary income you will have, and from that how much you can put to the side. Yes, so budget, emergency fund, keep building up the emergency fund, of course keep paying your bills like I stated before, and carry on with your life. You will see the results, and all of this is a mindset shift. It's not going to happen overnight. It is a mindset shift. I do appreciate you all joining me. Thank you so much. And with that being said, I'm going to end the live. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining me. Sweet Ree, A to Z Budgets, Chad Smith Podcast. Can I do this? And Patty Fish, thank you so much for joining me. Hello, Yvette. Yvette Minor, how are you? How are you? And also, Can't Stop Walking But Love Mowing and Cruising. Yes, I'm seeing you in your videos about your cruise. Sweet Ree. I think tonight she's going live. I think she normally go lives on Monday, maybe Monday moments and Thursday, but we have to see how it's going to be since this is like the Christmas week. Thank you all for joining me. I really do appreciate your time and your coming to my life. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here to spend some time with me. Juan Quad, thanks so much for joining me. Thanks so much. Take care, everyone. Val at the jewelry spot. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for joining me, everyone. Bye bye. You're welcome, sweet Ree. Bye bye.